Have you ever been in a crowded room, laughing, talking, surrounded by people, and still felt completely alone? Not the quiet kind of alone, but the heavy kind, the kind that sits in your chest and whispers, "Why don't I feel connected?" If that feeling has visited you, this video is for you. I want to tell you a short story. There was a moment when I was out with friends. The table was full, phones buzzing, conversations overlapping, laughter everywhere. And yet, I felt invisible. No one had done anything wrong. No one ignored me. But inside, I felt like I was watching life instead of being part of it. That kind of loneliness is confusing, because how can you feel lonely when you're not alone? Here's something we don't talk about enough. Loneliness isn't about the number of people around you. It's about the level of connection you feel within those moments. You can be surrounded by people and still feel unseen, unheard, unfelt, because being around people is very different from being known by them. Sometimes, loneliness shows up when you're always the one listening but never the one being asked, "Are you okay?" It shows up when you're smiling automatically, laughing on cue, while holding parts of yourself back because you don't feel safe enough to share them. It shows up when the version of you in the room isn't the real you, just the version that keeps things smooth. And over time, that creates distance, not between you and others, but between you and yourself. Another reason you might feel lonely is because your conversations stay on the surface. "How are you?" "I'm fine." "What have you been up to?" Same old. Nothing wrong with that. But when every interaction stays there, your heart never gets a chance to breathe. We're not wired just to exchange words. We're wired to share meaning, to feel understood without explaining everything. And when that doesn't happen, even full rooms can feel empty. Here's something important. Feeling lonely doesn't mean you're broken. It doesn't mean you're ungrateful. And it definitely doesn't mean you're unlovable. Often it means you're craving depth in a world that moves fast and talks shallow. It means you want real connection. And that's not weakness. That's humanity. Sometimes loneliness comes from always being the strong one, the one who supports everyone else, the one who doesn't complain, the one who keeps things together. But when no one checks on the strong one, when no one asks what you need, loneliness quietly grows. Not because people don't care, but because they don't see the weight you're carrying. And here's the part we rarely admit. Sometimes we feel lonely because we don't let ourselves be seen. Not because we don't want connection, but because we're afraid of being misunderstood, or rejected, or becoming too much. So we shrink. We edit ourselves. We stay safe. But safety without connection can still feel lonely. So, what can you do with this feeling? First, stop judging yourself for it. Loneliness is a signal, not a failure. Second, notice where you feel most like yourself, not where you're most liked, but where you're most real. Third, start small. One honest sentence, one moment of openness, one person who feels safe enough to try. Connection doesn't come from forcing closeness. It comes from allowing presence. If this video put words to something you've been feeling, you're not alone in that feeling, even if it feels like you are. And if you're watching this right now, quietly nodding, holding that familiar ache, pause for a second. Take a breath. You're not invisible here. If this resonated with you, leave a comment with one word that describes how loneliness feels for you, or simply type, "I'm here." If you found comfort in this, like the video so it reaches someone else who needs it. And subscribe to Mindful Whispers for more gentle conversations about the things we rarely say out loud. You don't need more people. You need more connection. And you deserve it.